Hi, folks. I'm Dr. Ed Beyer, Clinical Director of Beyer Stem Cell Institute in Tinley Park, Illinois. You know, I get a lot of questions about stem cells, and everybody wants the quick answer. What exactly are stem cells? So I'm going to try my best to give a 3-minute stem cell crash course. Here's how it happens. So when we are conceived, we have a sperm meets an egg, and one cell forms called a zygote. And right away, those cells start to divide. And those cells have to, they're multi-potent. They have the potential to become different cells in the human body. And we have in the fully developed human, we have over 210 different cells. But that differentiation of those cells does not occur until about the 4th day. During those first 4 days, those are the original stem cells. Those multipotent cells have the capability and potential to become those 200 different types of cells through a process called differentiation. The first cells to differentiate are nerve cells or neurons, because it's the nervous system that controls and coordinates the development of all the other systems in the embryo, and so it is in our body when we're in life. So what happens is by the time we're born, about 1 out of 10,000 cells stays a stem cell. And those cells are mostly in our bone marrow and our fat, and they surround our blood vessels. And the reason why that is because we want to be able to grow. And so stem cells allow us to grow into a fully formed adult. Also, as humans, we're going to suffer disease. We're going to suffer degenerated tissue. We're going to suffer injury. We need that reservoir of stem cells to be able to heal those tissues when our tissues break down, when we're diseased, or when they degenerate. So they have the potential to become whatever the body wants them to become through disease, degeneration, and different types of injuries that we occur during life. So stem cells do the following 5 things, and this is the amazing part about stem cells. They're anti-inflammatory, so they reduce inflammation. They modulate the immune system. They'll raise it up when it needs to be raised up, or they'll suppress it when it needs to be suppressed. They regenerate tissue. They also can break down scar tissue, and they're antimicrobial, so they're good against infections also. So when a body is injured, when a tissue or area of the body is injured, or it's diseased or it's degenerating, they release these chemicals into the bloodstream, and our stem cells that are in our bone marrow, fat, and surrounding blood vessels pick up those signals, and they rush to the area to quell inflammation, regenerate whatever tissue has been damaged, and to modulate the immune response. So stem cells are the body's own internal repair system. So we're able to harvest them now and use them, especially for degenerated joints and other illnesses that are now being researched. The problem is as we get older, stem cells dramatically decrease. Like when we're born, like I mentioned, 1 out of 10,000 of our cells actually stay stem cells. But by the time we're older, it's dramatically deficient, less than that, and like 1 out of 1,000,000. And stem cells also get lazy as we get older. So the ability to overcome disease and degeneration decreases as we age. This is why a 6-year-old can heal much quicker than a 60-year-old, because they have less stem cells and less potent stem cells. But the good news is now research has shown that we can get these stem cells from different sources and use them for chronic disease, joints, and now it's being researched for other different types of chronic diseases. Now there's basically 2 types of stem cells. You have autologous and you have allogenic, and I want to explain the difference here, and this is where a lot of confusion occurs. Autologous means they come from your own body, so the donor and the recipient are the same. So what they generally do is they get it from bone marrow or fat. They don't really harvest them from blood vessels. But the problem with autologous stem cells is they're age dependent. So if you're pulling stem cells out of a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old, they're not as potent as the ones that we're going to be talking about, the allogenic type. And there's less of them. But this is the way that it's been done up until recently, and it works, but not nearly as effective as the allogenic. So now allogenic means we're getting the stem cells not from our cells, but from another source. And the best source of stem cells is umbilical cord tissue known as wart and jelly. It's a gelatinous material around the artery and veins in the umbilical cord. And this is donated, mothers donate this, they're asked to, when about 7 months during their pregnancy, and they're screened to, if they want to donate their umbilical cord tissue and blood to blood banks. So it's a healthy baby, healthy mom, and these stem cells, which are known as mesenchymal stem cells, are extremely viable and extremely fresh, and those are the ones we use for our patients to regenerate joint tissue and for other types of diseases that we may use it for. These cells regenerate every 28 hours for 65 cycles. If you figure that out, that's trillions and trillions of cells. We use a company called Predictive Biotech. It's an FDA-registered lab, and they have proof that they have 1.1 million mesenchymal viable stem cells in their samples. I'm Dr. Ed Beyer. I hope that helps. For more information, click the link below.